What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new live stream. Hope everyone is having a good week. Well, it's a brand new week now. What's up, Fancast? But NFL Week 3 is officially in the books. We have our review and we have our Week 4 predictions, plus another NFL mock draft as well. Plus, we have some NBA news as well. So, a lot to talk about. A little bit of film news as well. But we will get into the 3 games. So let me get those pulled up. Really weird week so far, or just a weird week in general. But we will be starting off with Thursday night football. Just get it pulled up here. Whoops, wrong one. Wrong freaking tab. There we go. Okay. All right. So starting off with Thursday night football, the Buffalo Bills defeat the Miami Dolphins 31-21. Now, a lot of us were expecting that the Bills are just going to wipe the floor with the Dolphins, since, it's at their home. They've pretty much owned the Dolphins for the past few years now. The Bills have pretty much just ran the AFC East since Tom Brady left New England. But Miami actually put up a fight in this game. They were fighting for their season. They were fighting for their coach. So they actually put up a tough fight for, the Bills. And Tua was okay. He was 22 of 34, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. Finally gave Tyreek Hill a touchdown, his first touchdown in forever. However, when it mattered the most, of course, Tua turned the ball over. He threw the game-losing interception to Terrell Bernard, I think that's who it was, and pretty much iced the game for the Bills. I'm sorry. Tua's just not it. He's not that guy. Vikings defensive coordinator, his name is slipping my mind. Brian Flores, former Dolphins head coach. He said himself that Tua is not good enough. He's not the guy. They should have drafted Justin Herbert. But no, they fired him. They decided to keep Tua over him, and that backfired in their face. Tua, he's injury prone. He's had 3 concussions in the past several years. There's nothing wrong with left-handed quarterbacks, but it is kind of like a disadvantage. But Tua's just, he's not it. He's not good. And I think this is it for him. And he may even get benched in the middle of the season. But I think Miami's looking for a new quarterback, and I think this team is gonna implode mid-season by the trade deadline, and they're gonna start the rebuild. And Mike McDaniel's probably gonna get fired any day now. But Devon Achane, 12 carries, 62 yards, led the team in rushing yards. Ollie Gordon had his first career rushing touchdown, so good for him. Then Tyreek Hill, 5 catches for 49 yards of a touchdown. Jalen Waddle had the other touchdown. And then the defense is not very good. He had a sack from Terrell Dodson. and a sack from Bradley Chubb. That's pretty much it. This defense is horrific, and the offensive line is horrible. Josh Allen, 22 of 28, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. James Cook, 19 carries for 108 yards and a touchdown. Josh Allen had a visor on, which was pretty cool. The receiving room, Dalton Kincaid, 5 catches, 66 yards and a touchdown. Khalil Shakir had a touchdown as well. Yeah, Bills are a pretty good team, man. Right now, they look like the team to beat in the AFC. Let's see. Terrell Bernard, 5 tackles, 2 assists, and an interception. So good for him. The Bills' defense isn't great. This is definitely a red flag, when the Dolphins score this much. But at the same time, the Dolphins have a good wide receiver duo in Tyreek and Waddle. So, that could be, part of it. But pretty entertaining game, though, for a Thursday night primetime. Bills are now 3-0. They're unbeaten. And, oh, boy, this is a fucking disaster. The Minnesota Vikings blow out the Cincinnati Bengals. This was horrific. Jake Browning is not it. Sorry, he's not it. Bengals, you got to go trade for a quarterback. Don't care if it's Jameis Winston. Don't care if it's Shedeur Sanders. Don't care if it's Kirk Cousins. I don't give a frick if it's frickin' Mac Jones. Anybody but Jake Browning. Go get somebody, okay? Jameis Winston and Jamar Chase would be freaking hilarious. And, Jake Browning is just not it. He's had 5 interceptions in, the past 2 games. Come on. What are we doing here? 19 of 27, 140 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks, and then Brett Rypien came in. And then whoever this guy is led the team in rushing yards. Jamar Chase, 5 catches for 50 yards. I think he had a fumble, too. Drew Sample, 1 touchdown. And then T. Higgins, 1 catch for 15 yards. But, Bengals just looked lost out there. Obviously, their defense got blown up because they gave up 48 points. Rough game for the Bengals. Great game for the Vikings, though. They improved to 2-1. Carson Wentz, legacy game, 14 of 20, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Great game for him. Did what they needed him to do. And still a very solid veteran QB. And, they might, keep him in there until they feel like JJ is ready to come back in. I think he could be a good mentor for JJ. Jordan Mason, 16 carries, 116 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 5 catches for 75 yards, 0 touchdowns, still played pretty well. TJ Hawkinson, 5 catches, 49 yards and a touchdown. And Josh Oliver, the other tight end, had a touchdown. Then the defense, I believe it was Ivan Pace Jr., I think. No, it wasn't. I think it was, who was it? It was Isaiah Rodgers with the pick 6. It was an 87-yard pick 6. That was a great play from him. He had 2 great plays. I believe he scored 2 defensive touchdowns. Because I think the other one was a fumble recovery, and he took it to the end zone for a touchdown, I think. Josh Metellus had the other interception. Chaz Chambliss with the sack. 2 sacks from Andrew Van Ginkel. Vikings defense played very well. But good one for the Vikings. Terrible for the Bengals. And then we have the Texans versus the Jaguars. Man, I feel bad for CJ. 25 of 38, 204 yards, one touchdown, 2 interceptions. My goodness. I know a lot of people are going around saying, like, oh, CJ Stroud sucks. Da, 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 da. To be fair, his offensive line is brutal. And he really only has like one receiver. I mean, Christian Kirk did make his debut for this game, but he's not that good. Nick Chubb, 9 carries for 38 yards. Nico Collins, 8 catches for 104 yards and a touchdown. I believe he had a fumble too. But yeah, Christian Kirk, 3 catches for 25 yards, the former Jaguar. And their defense is supposed to be really good, which their pass rush is still great. But other than that, I do like the secondary too. I like Kamari Lassiter and where is he? Derek Stingley, yeah. But yeah, Jalen Petrie had the 1 interception. But yeah, Texans are now 0-3. It's not good. I know there was a Texans team that was like 0-3 and they made the playoffs despite that. I just don't see that with this Texans team because holy moly, their offensive line is brutal. And Trevor Lawrence is just mid at best. He's not that good. He's not great. I'm sorry. They should have never paid him that money. 222 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a pick. He didn't have a rushing touchdown. What am I saying? All right, Travis Etienne led the team in rushing yards. He had a rushing touchdown. Brenton Strange led the team in receiving yards. Brian Thomas still kind of starting off slow. Travis Hunter just looks mid. He looks so mid. And they gave up so much to get him. And, this is exactly why I didn't want the Pats to draft him. Because he's just not that good so far. Maybe they just don't know how to use him or whatever. Or that he's a rookie, but, he doesn't look like an elite receiver and he doesn't look like an elite corner either. He just looks so mid right now. And the Jags defense isn't that good either. Jordan Lewis did get an interception, and then Antonio Johnson got the other one. Josh Hines-Allen, still great. A sack. Trayvon Walker with a sack. Both of them are playing pretty well so far. Jags improved to 2-1. Texans fall 0-3. Next, we got the Colts versus the Titans. The Colts are 3-0. The Titans are 0-3. Daniel Jones playing really well. 18 of 25, 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Jonathan Taylor led the team in rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. Michael Pittman Jr., 6 catches of 73 yards and a touchdown. Looks like he's having a bounce back year. Tyler Warren's been pretty solid as a tight end. Their defense has been pretty solid as well. Kenny Moore had a pick 6. And then the Titans, just not a good roster around Cam Ward. 23 of 38, 219 yards. Had a touchdown, but he also had a pick 6, unfortunately. Pollard led the team in rushing yards with a rushing touchdown. Chigakonkwo led the team in receiving. Alik Ayo-Maynor, is that how you say it? He looks like a stud. He looks like their best receiver so far. Calvin Ridley's washed. Hate to say it. He had the 1 touchdown. And then the defense is okay. It's not great. Titans are just not a good team, but I believe in Cam Ward. I think he'll be a star. They need to add more pieces around him. So it's unfortunate. Next, the Washington Commanders, even without Jaden Daniels, still beat the Raiders. Geno, better than he was last week. 19 of 29, 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Ashton Jeanty, 17 carries and 63 yards. Genty's really good, but this offensive line is not good enough for him. This offensive line is horrendous. except for Colton Miller. But Trey Tucker had a legacy game, 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Brock Bowers, solid game. And then Max Crosby, really the only one who showed up on defense as usual. 4 tackles and a sack. The Raiders are kind of just like a middle of the pack team to me. Marcus Mariota, pretty solid backup. 15 of 21, 207 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. And Jeremy McNichols led the team in rushing yards with a touchdown. They had 3 rushing touchdowns. Holy moly. Then Terry McLaurin, 3 catches for 74 yards. It was Luke McCaffrey with the touchdown. And Bobby Wagner, 6 tackles, 5 assists, and 2 sacks. Dorrance Armstrong with a sack, the former Cowboy, I think, and Von Miller with a sack as well. Commanders bounced back. Well, no, week 2 they lost to the Packers, right? Yeah. So, they bounced back here. So good game for the Commanders. Okay, this game was interesting. Let's see. The Eagles come back and beat the Rams. Matthew Stafford, 19 of 33, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Kyron Williams led the way in rushing yards. Puka Nacua, 11 catches for 112 yards. Devontae Adams, 3 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown. Kyron Williams with a receiving touchdown. And the defense is pretty solid. You have a sack from Byron Young, Jared Verse, Poona Ford, Jalen McCall. I'm not even going to try and say that name. Rams defense is still pretty good. The Eagles discovered that you can pass to A.J. Brown. So Jalen Hurts, 21 of 32, 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Saquon, 18 carries for 46 yards. Guarantee you this touchdown right here was a tush-push. A.J. Brown, 6 catches for 109 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Smith with a touchdown, and Dallas Goedert with a touchdown. And then Zach Bond had the interception. Jordan Davis with a sack. He did block a field goal and took it for like the game-winning touchdown pretty much. So they kind of got bailed out there. I still don't think the Eagles are as good as they were last year because they lost so many pieces in free agency. Okay, next. Oh, boy. On the Sportsville in that group, I am the only one who picked the Panthers to win. Everybody else picked Falcons. Oh, my gosh. Michael Penix, 18 of 36, 172 yards, 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. He got benched for Kirk Cousins. Bijan Robinson, 13 carries for 72 yards. And Drake London, 5 catches, 55 yards. They could not score once. And then the defense, obviously, putrid. Caden Ellis with a sack. And that's pretty much it. I mean, John Parker Romo, 0 of 2 with his field goals. They had just cut Young Ho and signed this guy, and it was 5 of 5 against the Vikings. And then here he goes 0 of 2 against the freaking Panthers. But the Panthers, Bryce Young, 16 of 24, 121 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Chuba Hubbard, 17 carries for 73 yards. Rico Dowdle had a rushing touchdown along with Bryce Young. I guess they threw in Andy Dalton in there as well. Tedder McMillan, 3 catches for 48 yards, 0 touchdowns. That's pretty much it. Did Liga even play? I don't even know. Because I'm not seeing him here. Yeah, and then their defense still not good, but this is more embarrassing with the Falcons because the Panthers arguably have the worst defense in the NFL, and you couldn't score 1 point on them. Like seriously, not even a field goal. Like, come on, man. Shire Smith-Wade with an interception, Mike Jackson with an interception. But yeah, embarrassing for the Falcons, but great win for the Panthers. This is their first 30-plus point win since 2014. Crazy. All right, we're saving this one for last because I'm still pretty pissed off about that game. But we'll get there eventually. But probably the most shocking game of the day. The Packers lose to the Cleveland Browns. Holy moly. Jordan Love, 18 of 25, 183 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Josh Jacobs, 16 carries for 30 yards. Matthew Golden had a bounce-back game, 4 catches for 52 yards. And then it was John Fitzpatrick with the 1 touchdown. And then 2 sacks for Jean Gary. McKinney with the interception. Micah Parsons really didn't do much, only had 2 tackles. Probably had some pressures in there, I don't know. But yeah, down game for the Packers. Hey, upsets happen sometimes. Joe Flacco, 21 of 36, 142 yards, and an interception. Judkins, 18 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. Njoku led the way with the receiving yards. But yeah, what happened was Packers went for a field goal. Browns blocked it, and then they kicked a field goal to win the game at the end. So yeah, rough loss for the freaking Packers. Myles Garrett, 2 tackles and a sack. Grant Delpit with an interception. Carson, the rookie from UCLA, I think, with a sack, 6 tackles. Malik Collins with 1.5 sacks. Yeah, Browns defense has been pretty solid despite, their record, but yeah, I didn't think they'd get a win for a while, but here we are. Then the Buccaneers scrape by the Jets. They go 3-0. Jets fall to 0-3. Yeah, Bucks are legit, man. Baker Mayfield's phenomenal. 19 of 29, 233 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Bucky Irving, 25 carries for 66 yards. Egbuka led the team in receiving yards. He's probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I did not expect him to be this good. Like, holy moly. Mike Evans had a touchdown. He did get injured, which is unfortunate. But they still have Egbuka, is still really good. Then their run defense has been pretty good. Levante David with a sack. And then Jamal Dean with an interception. Bucks look legit. They're now 3-0. Taylor the Savior, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He also led the team in rushing yards. Garrett Wilson, 10 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Alan Lazard with the other touchdown. And then the defense is all right. But yeah, heartbreaking way to lose if you're the Jets. Jets fans just can't catch a break. All right, and then the Chargers beat the Broncos. This is a good game. Bo Nix, 14 of 25, 153 yards and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins led the way in rushing yards. He also had a touchdown. Kind of a revenge game for him. Cortland Sutton, 6 catches for 118 yards and a touchdown. And then the defense was pretty good. Brandon Jones had an interception. 2 sacks for Nick Bonito. He's so good, man. a sack from Jonathan Cooper, a sack from John Franklin Myers and DJ Jones. Yeah, Broncos defense is very good. Is Bo Nix the guy of the future? I don't know. 28 of 47, 300 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Amarian Hampton, 19 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown, first of his NFL career. I believe Najee Harris got injured in this game. I think he's out for the rest of the season. I don't know, though. Then Quentin Johnston, once again, led the way in receiving yards. 6 catches for 89 yards. Keenan Allen, 7 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, he's been playing very well. And then Derwin James Jr. with a sack. But, yeah, Chargers are good. They're good. They're probably going to win the division because Chiefs don't look very good. But yeah, it's a good game to watch. And probably one of the worst games of the day. My goodness, this was horrendous. The Saints are the worst team in football, and it's not even remotely close. Like, this game was so bad. Like, it was awful. Like, the Seahawks had like 30 points going into halftime. Like, it was bad. Spencer Rattler, 28 of 39, 218 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Tyler Shuck came in, had 0 completions. Alvin Kamara, 18 carries for 42 yards. And Chris Olave led the way in receiving. Jack Stoll had the touchdown. And the defense was horrific. Yeah, no sacks, no interceptions. But yeah, the Saints are the worst team in football. Sam Darnold, 14 of 18, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Drew Lock came in. Kenneth Walker, 16 carries, 38 yards, 2 touchdowns. JSN, 5 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Torrey Horton's been playing pretty well. With a touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 2 catches, 31 yards. And the defense did what they needed to. Darion Kendrick with the interception. Leonard Williams with a sack. Byron Murphy with a sack. Seahawks took advantage, beat the crap out of the Saints. Saints are now 0-3 for the first time since 2016, I think it was. Okay, and prepare yourselves. Da Bears beat the Cowboys. My goodness, the Cowboys' defense is awful. Like, they can't stop a nosebleed. Caleb Williams, 298 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Oh, my goodness. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 33 yards. Luther Burden led the way in receiving yards after he was not getting any targets the first 2 games. Goes off here. 3 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Rome Odunze, 3 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. And then DJ Moore had a touchdown. And Colston Loveland got a target. Like, holy moly. 2 interceptions for Tremaine Edmonds. Kevin Byard III with an interception. Dominique Robinson with a sack. Montez Sweat with a sack. Bears get their first win. Ben Johnson gets his first win as a head coach. Hold on. Forgot to do the Cowboy stats. Dak Prescott, 31 of 40, 251 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Bazooka Joe came in, 41 yards and an interception. Javonte Williams led the way in rushing yards. Jake Ferguson, 13 catches, 82 yards. George Pickens, 5 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb got injured, so he's expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks, which definitely sucks. Tursten's a Cowboys fan, so yeah, this is rough. The defense is horrific. Cowboys are worse than people think. Hate to say it, but it's true. And somehow the Cardinals lose to the 49ers. And the 49ers are first in the division. Kyler Murray, 22 of 35, 159 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Trey Benson won the way in rushing yards. James Conner's out for the season, which sucks. Marvin Harrison Jr. Was standing wide open and dropped the freaking ball. Like, what is going on? Led the way in receiving yards. Trey McBride with the touchdown. And the defense was okay. This guy had an interception. A sack from Josh Sweat, which is good. But yeah, Cardinals lose their first game. Mac Jones, 27 of 41, 284 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He did execute a game-winning drive, so happy for him. 17 carries, 52 yards for Christian McCaffrey. Ricky Pearsall led the way in receiving yards. And it was this Kyle dude with the touchdown. Fred Warner, 5 tackles, a sack from Bryce Huff. That's pretty much it. But yeah, 49ers run away with a win here. All right, and then this Pats-Steelers game pissed me off, dude. Holy crap. The Patriots should have won this game. They should have won this game by like 2 scores, okay? And no disrespect to the Steelers or anything, but the Patriots dominated the Steelers in every category except for the one that mattered the most, turnovers. Steelers only had 1 turnover. The Pats had 5 of them. Drake May fumbled once, had an interception. That got tipped by Cam Hayward, and a Steelers defender grabbed it, which May was targeting a wide-open Kayshon Boutte, so he kind of just got unlucky there. And then he was trying to run the ball, but then he got like sacked and he fumbled the ball, and that was another turnover. So yeah, other than that, Drake May played well. This loss isn't 100% on him, but part of it is on him. But he's still very young. This is his first season as a full-time starter, so we're just gonna have to be patient with him. But so far, he's been very good. 28 of 37, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He also led the team in rushing yards. Trayvon, 11 carries, 28 yards, pretty much it. Gibson fumbled the ball. Ramondre fumbled the ball. He fumbled twice. He should have gotten a touchdown, but he fumbles it in the red zone. Ramondre needs to be benched the next game. So does Gibson. Ramondre is not good. I'm sorry. Like, this team should have moved on from him a long time ago. Like, obviously, I don't think we'll trade him this season, but I think after the season, he's 100% gone because he's had this fumbling issue since college. Like last season, he led the league in fumbles. He's just not good. And like he literally said, like, if I can't, protect the football, then the team doesn't need me. Like, that's not a good sign. So yeah, he needs to be benched indefinitely, and he's gone after the season. And Elliott Wolf needs to be fired because he gave him an extension for absolutely no reason. So yeah, Ramondre needs to go after the season. I'm sorry, he's just not a good running back. Bench Ramondre, bench Gibson, start Trayvon Henderson. Trayvon Henderson doesn't have a fumbling issue. He fumbles the least out of these guys, so he should be getting the most production. Hunter Henry, 8 catches, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Still really good. I don't know how he does it. And then Demario Douglas. Oh, my goodness. He was so bad. He is so bad. I don't get this hype with Demario Douglas. He's not good. Like, literally, like, at the end of the game, Drake May throws him a good pass. He steps backwards. Like, dude, where are you going? Like, dude, just lunge forward. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, holy shit. He needs to be benched. See what Kyle Williams can do. He actually had a nice catch earlier. Like, give Kyle Williams more playing time, see what he can do. Douglas is gone after this season. He's just not a good receiver. I'm sorry. He's not. He's overrated. I don't know where this hype came from. And the defense was atrocious. Didn't sack Aaron Rodgers once. Robert Spillane did have a bounce-back game, though. He had 10 tackles, which was an issue in the first two games. He also had an interception, which is good. Harold Landry played solid. Yeah, they need Gonzo back as soon as possible because his defense is horrible without him, especially the secondary. The fact that the pass rush cannot get to Aaron Rodgers once is ridiculous. And by the way, not one field goal attempt for Andy Borgalis. That's not a good sign. But happy for Aaron Rodgers. This will probably most likely be his last game at Gillette Stadium. So it's a good thing that's a win for him. So congrats to Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers get their first win at Gillette since 2008, I think, when the Pats had Matt Castle because Tom Brady tore his ACL in week 1 that year. But Jaylen Warren led the team in rushing yards. Aaron Rodgers, 2 touchdowns and an interception. So here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, Drake May had more yards, same amount of touchdowns, same amount of interceptions. He had a higher completion rate and a higher QB rating, and they still lost. DK had a touchdown. Calvin Austin had a touchdown. Yeah, the Steelers' offense just didn't look that good. Like, I swear, I'm not trying to be a hater or anything, but like the Steelers don't look that good. The Pats beat themselves. Like, they had multiple opportunities to score. Like, if you watch the game or even the highlights, just in general, you could see that like you'll see the plays and you'll be like, how the fuck did they not score? Like, seriously, like they fumbled twice in the red zone when they should have ran it in for a touchdown. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, good win for the Steelers. The Patriots are winless at home this year. They are by far the worst home team since 2020. I believe they are 11-23 at home since 2021. Abysmal. Anyway, done my rant. Moving on to Sunday Night Football. Okay, so the Chiefs beat the Giants. I'm sorry. The Chiefs are so boring. Like, I'm sorry. They're not entertaining. They're so boring. Just the way they play. The fact that they were struggling against the freaking Giants was ridiculous. I know the Giants have a good defense on paper, but their DC is an idiot. And the freaking Chris Collinsworth glazing the shit out of Mahomes is annoying. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's like, dude, relax. Mahomes, 22 of 37, 224 yards, a touchdown, 0 interceptions. Pacheco, 10 carries for 45 yards. Okay. Tyquan Thornton leading the team in receiving yards and a touchdown. That is not good. He is one of the many Patriots bust receivers, and somehow he's balling out in the Chiefs. Like, what is going on? But yeah, Travis Kelce looks so washed. Like, he just looks so slow. Like, he looks washed. Like, he's just not good anymore. The defense was okay. Watson with an interception. They had some stupid interceptions. Yeah, Russ. Oh my gosh. This game right here proves that Cowboys defense is ass. 18 of 32, 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They were really bad interceptions. Yeah, I think Russ's career is over. Start Jackson Dart, see what he can do. But yeah, this team is bad. Hate to say it. Well, actually, no, I don't hate to say it because I hate the Giants. Well, I hate both teams. So Cam Scattaboo, 10 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. He actually had the first touchdown of the game, I believe. And the Giants send out their punter to kick the extra point because their kicker's injured. And of course, it gets blocked. So yeah, pick up Young Ho to be your kicker. I don't know what it is with this team having an issue with kickers. Like, I don't get it. Cam Scattaboo, 6 catches for 61 yards of the team receiving yards. Malik Neighbors, not a good game. Wando Robinson was okay. I think Neighbors got injured. I don't remember, though. Then their defensive coordinator is not good. Brian Burns had a sack, but he did get injured, unfortunately. But yeah, the Giants' defense has been underwhelming. They need to get a competent defensive coordinator. Because my goodness, 0-3, and they're playing the Chargers next week, so they're about to be 0-4. Yeah, it's not good. Okay, and this game kind of pissed me off. The Lions beat the Ravens. So yeah, Jared Goff, 28, 100 or 202 yards and a touchdown. Montgomery, 12 carries, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns for Jahmyr Gibbs as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 catches, 77 yards and a touchdown. And then defense, they did allow 30 points, but yeah, sack on Jack Campbell. Derek Baines with a sack, 2.5 sacks for this guy. A sack for Aiden Hutchinson. But yeah, defense, except for allowing 30 points, did pretty well. The Ravens are really disappointing so far. They had a passing attempt for Derrick Henry. What? Lamar Jackson, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. So he did play well. I heard he fumbled, though. Derrick Henry, 12 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. I heard he fumbled as well. Lamar, 7 carries, 35 yards, 0 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, 6 catches for 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rashad Bateman has been quiet all season. Well, the season just started, but, 5 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown. But yeah, disappointing game from the Ravens. The Ravens defense is so bad. I'm sorry, dude. Like, this team is so bad. Like, well, no, the defense is bad. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't understand what's going on with this Ravens defense. You allowed 38 points, dude. Like, what is going on, dude? Yeah, Ravens have been pretty disappointing so far. I'm sure they'll turn it around eventually, but like, this defense does not look very good. And they got names: Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, Marlon Humphrey, and Mike Green. I know he has some off the field stuff, but still, like, Nate Wiggins. Like, they got some names on defense, and they don't look very good. But yeah, that is it for week 3. Still not much in the chat. That's okay. So we'll get into the week 4 picks. NFL predictors. Okay. Okay, so we'll start with Thursday night football. The Cardinals will be hosting the Seahawks. The Cardinals are going to be debuting their rivalry uniforms. I can see this game going either way, but I'm going to pick the Cardinals to bounce back here. Say like 24, 21. But yeah, we'll go with that. I think they'll bounce back here. Then we have the international game. The Vikings will be playing the Steelers. I believe this is in Ireland. Is it? Is that what it? Is that where this is? I don't know. But Aaron Rodgers playing against the Vikings playing against the Vikings once again. And I'm going to pick the Vikings to win this one. I just think their offense is better, and I think their defense is better. I think the Steelers will keep it close, like 27-20. I know Carson Wentz, as crazy that sounds, but I just think the Vikings offense is better, and I think they should be having Jordan Addison back too. I think he should be off the suspension, I think. I'm not sure though. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Vikings to win this game. So then Texans versus the Titans. I'm going to pick the Texans to win their first game. Both teams are 0-3. Say 17-14. Texans defense, the pass rush is still really good. So I think that they're going to give Titans a lot of problems. Well, Cam Ward a lot of problems. Then we got the Ravens versus the Chiefs. I am going to pick the Ravens to bounce back against the Chiefs. Say like 31-21. Okay, and then we got the Giants versus the Chargers. Chargers are winning. Say like 24-10. Giants couldn't score against the Chiefs, so I don't know how they'll do against the Chargers. All right, Bills are blowing out the Saints. Don't really need to waste time here. I'll say like 35-0. I'll be surprised if the Saints get shut out here, but yeah. Actually, you know what? I'll give you like 7 points. But yeah, Bills are beating them. The Lions, I think they'll beat the I know the Browns should beat the Packers, but I think the Lions will beat the Browns. And then the Rams play the Colts. I think Rams will give them their first loss. So like 28-21, something like that. All right, this one's kind of rough for me. I say if Mac Jones is still playing, I am going to go to the Jaguars because Niners don't have Nick Bosa for the rest of the year. So I think it will come to like the last possession, but I'm going to pick the Jaguars here because obviously the 49ers don't have Nick Bosa for the rest of the year, and their secondary is not that good, but that's what we'll go with. All right, they should win this game. Probably like 30 to like 17, something like that. All right, as crazy as it sounds, I'm going the Buccaneers. They always beat the Eagles. And the Eagles are not that good. especially defensively. So probably like 31-24, something like that. But I had the Bucks beating them. All right, then hopefully Jaden Daniels is back, but got the Commanders beating the Falcons after losing 30-0 to the freaking Panthers. There's no way I'm picking them over the Commanders. Sorry, it's just not happening. Probably like 27-15. We'll go there. All right, then the Patriots versus the Panthers. The Patriots have to win this game. Okay, they're at home. They have more defense. I think they have a better roster. If they don't win this game, then the season's over. Okay, because they play the Bills right after this. So I'd say like 33-13. But yeah, they should be able to contain Bryce Young, even though I know he runs around pretty quickly. But they should dominate the Panthers. If they don't win this game, then the season's over. I don't care what anyone says. You're at home. You have the better quarterback. You have the better roster. You have to beat this team because the Panthers cannot stop a nosebleed on defense. Like, their run defense is horrible, and their pass coverage is horrible. J.C. Horn's overrated, and hopefully Gonzalez is back for this game because we need him to go against Teodoro McMillan. Yeah, if we can't beat the freaking Panthers at home, then the season's over. I'm sorry. But yeah. And then Sunday Night Football, Micah Parsons makes his return to Dallas. Yeah, I'm picking the Packers. Probably like 30 to like, say like 34 to 10. The Cowboys are lucky. Yeah, Cowboys defense sucks, and Micah's going to get like at least like 3 to 5 sacks on Dak. Like, I guarantee you. But yeah. And then unfortunately, we have a doubleheader on Monday Night Football. Both these matchups are not very good. I don't. Why? Why did you pick this? I think the Chiefs Ravens should be moved to Monday Night Football. If anything, that's a good matchup. Hell, Bucks Eagles should get moved to Monday Night Football. It's better than both of these matchups. God. Okay. Miami. It's in Miami. I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win. It's kind of like the toilet bowl, to be honest. But I think Dolphins should win here. They're at home. Both teams are 0-3. It's a division game. They should be able to beat the Jets. But say like 20-17. I think it'll be close. But I think Dolphins win here. They get their first win. Jets go 0-4. Both New York teams go 0-4 in this scenario. Okay, and then the Bengals play the Broncos. I am going to pick the Broncos because the Bengals don't have a quarterback and the Broncos have the better defense. So I say Bengals get like 13, unless they trade for a quarterback. Then I just don't see them winning this game. Like 22-13. The Broncos defense is good. So, yeah, those are my picks for week 4. So still no freaking anybody in the chat. Okay. But yeah, those are my picks for week 4. We'll get into some NBA news. We also have some Spider-Man news as well. But yeah, we got some brutal news today. Raptors champion, Rockets guard, um, Fred VanVleet has suffered a torn ACL. So he's most likely going to be out for the entirety of the 2025-2026 season. Just a massive blow to the Rockets, a team that already doesn't have a lot of offensive playmakers outside of Kevin Durant. And they're not in a financial situation to trade for a point guard or sign one. So it's kind of just a tough situation for them. And I don't think it's right to trade VanVleet when he's injured. So I think the best they can do is move Amen Thompson to point guard and start Reed Shepherd at shooting guard. I know he's not ready to be a starter yet, but I don't think they really have any better option. It's just a shitty situation for the Rockets, so I feel bad for them. Lots of injuries. Tyler Hero suffered an ankle injury in an offseason workout. So he did get surgery, so he's going to miss the first 8 weeks of the season. I think the Heat should just blow it up and rebuild because, even if this didn't happen, what's their ceiling? They're like a 7 seed and a first-round exit at best. And this draft class is loaded. You have 3 players who can go first overall. And Dennis Smith Jr. Is heading back to Dallas. He's going back to the team that drafted him. So he was actually a lottery pick for Dallas. He just ended up not being that good, unfortunately. But yeah, he's heading back there. And then Wizards for Bilal Coulibaly, Wemby's old teammate. He underwent surgery Friday to repair a ligament tear in his right thumb. He's probably going to miss some time in the regular season. So that stinks. Still a young player, still developing. And that's pretty much it for NBA news. I didn't even know about this. Holy crap. All right, Spurs number 2 overall pick, Dylan Harper, underwent surgery to repair a partially torn ligament in his left thumb, and the hope is Harper will be ready for the season opener. Okay, so hopefully he'll play in the season opener because they're playing the Mavericks. So Dylan Harper versus Cooper Flag, hopefully. But yeah. Then we have some Tom Holland news, which I actually shared on my story. Okay, so shout out to Carpet Nation. Yeah, Tom Holland has sustained a head injury while filming Spider-Man Brand New Day. So that's very unfortunate. Prayers out to Tom Holland. Production has been suspended, but Tom will take a break out of precaution, but filming is expected to resume in a few days. So prayers out to Tom Holland. Wish, a successful recovery for him. So I hope he's okay. Yeah, very, very scary. But yeah, I wish the absolute best. Yeah, we will wrap up this stream with a mock draft. The draft order is, I just went off what I think it'll look like. But yeah. So Saints with the first pick. I'll need a quarterback. So I think by the time, gets to April, I think Nussmeier will be the top pick. So I got him going to New Orleans since he's already there, and I think his dad's part of the coaching staff. So that's where I have him going. Then we have the Jets at number 2. Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. His stock's gone up. Now, obviously, it kind of screams bust going to the Jets. But, if they can develop him, maybe he can end up being a solid quarterback for the Jets. I don't know. Now, the Dolphins are rough because they should move on from Tua. But, they have so many needs. They need offensive line. They need secondary. They need, a couple of defensive players, But if you're serious about moving off of Tua, then I think you go ahead. Dante Moore has played pretty well. His stock has gone up, so and I think he'd be a good fit with the Dolphins. So, yeah, 3 quarterbacks, those top 3. May not be that good, but then we have the Browns. They have 2 picks. Browns are a bit tricky. Let's see. They could use tackle for sure. I know taking 4 quarterbacks is kind of wild, but I'm going for it though. I know if Noah watches this, he's probably gonna, criticize me for having 4 straight quarterbacks, but I think Lenore Sellers' draft stock will improve by then. All right, Panthers need an edge rusher or defense, just defense in general. So I'm going to go TJ Parker to the Panthers. They need an edge rusher, really bad. They just need defense in general. All right, and then we got the Titans. The Titans, I also have them going edge rusher. Ruben Bain is really good. I think he's going to be really good. All right, then the Giants at 7, going Spencer Fano. They need offensive line badly. Spencer Fano is really good. All right, and then the Raiders could also use offensive line. So we're going to go Caden Proctor here, and they'll probably try him out at the right tackle spot. All right, then the Bengals. See, the Bengals is rough because you need defense, but you also need offensive line because the offensive line keeps letting Joe Burrow down every time. But Caleb Downs is available. If he's available, you have to take him, man. They need secondary help. All right, Cowboys, pretty obvious, need an edge rusher. We're going to go Peter Woods here. I don't see him falling past the top 10. All right, Texans need offensive line. Someone on the interior, most likely. They could take another receiver as well. Isaiah World, Austin Barber. All right, we're going to take the other Utah tackle. I know he's ranked pretty low, but that's because of all the other prospects in this class. All right, so Browns took a quarterback. You could take a tackle, or you take a receiver. So Jordan Tyson projected to be the best receiver. I do think they need depth at wide receiver. The Rams need secondary, so we're gonna go Jermod McCoy. I know they need quarterback too, but all right. And then the Commanders, they need defense. We're gonna go Cassius Howell. Probably should have went running back, but oh well. Seahawks, they could use a receiver, so we're gonna go Lemon here. They need depth of receiver. All right, Patriots, it's pretty obvious. They need tackle. We'll go Francis Mauigoa on the right side. 49ers, they need edge help. Keldrick Folk, he's a pretty good edge rusher. All right, the Bears need a running back. Jeremiah Love. He's pretty underrated. All right, Steelers, you got to go get a quarterback. So I think Drew Allar will improve his stock. So yeah, he's the 5th quarterback to be taken in this class. All right, the Colts are interesting because I really don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they don't have a lot of needs. I mean, you could argue quarterback. I think they need O-line. Really, that's probably like their biggest need. Probably somebody on like the interior. Connor Lew wouldn't be a bad pick. They did lose their center to Minnesota, so he could be a good replacement. You can move him to guard as well. That's also possible. All right, Cardinals, do you take a quarterback? I'm not really sure. Maybe you take another receiver, maybe a corner, maybe a tackle. I'm not really sure with the Cardinals. I think they're good on defensive tackle. I think I'm going to go, well, they have Will Johnson. Well, they could still use depth, though. It's kind of rough. Battery's low. I got to wrap this up. They can use depth at receiver, so we are going to go Denzel Boston here. I think he's going to be really good. All right, Broncos need tight end. Kenyon Sadiq, really good player. All right, the Lions, they need edge rush. Or they could take a tackle. We'll go David Bailey from Texas Tech, though. All right, the Vikings, rather than go Avion Terrell, they need depth at corner. They could also use a safety as well, but perfect for the Vikings, the brother of A.J. Terrell. And then the Chiefs, I think you go BPA, Caleb Banks. Chris Jones looks pretty slow as well. All right, Bucks need help in the secondary. We're going to go Mansour Delane from LSU. All right, the Rams, I think this is where they take their quarterback to learn behind Stafford. Arch Manning's not getting drafted. Probably go Kate Klubnik and sit him behind Stafford until he retires. Chargers, they could go another receiver if they wanted to, but rather than go Christian Miller, defensive tackle from Georgia. All right, Eagles, crazy as this sounds, we're going Carnell Tate. AJ, I know they used AJ Brown a lot, but if they just don't target him that much, any request to trade, then Carnell Tate can be very useful. The Bills is interesting because they don't have a lot of needs, but I'd probably go defensive line here. Cowboys obviously doubled down. We went with the defensive tackle. So we'll probably go like best edge rusher available, which is LT Overton. All right, and then the Ravens, probably go secondary here, AJ Harris. But yeah, that is my mock draft. But yeah, here are the results. That'll do it for this stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.